Hey, it's Mike with Signature Custom Wraps and Coatings. Today we will be doing installation on a Model 3 seat covers from Evannex. Okay, so we're gonna go over all the contents of what's gonna come with all the seat covers. So we're gonna have driver seat, passenger seat. The driver seat bottom is gonna have a tag on it. It's going to tell you driver side. So obviously know that the other one is going to be passenger side. So on the driver side and passenger side, there are cutouts for the airbag deployment on both of these. That's what we're going to have for the front. We're going to have the back seat tops. So this is going to be your 60-40 split. You're going to have one side, and then you're going to have the side with the armrest. And it's also going to have an armrest cover and a headrest cover. And then we're gonna have the bottoms for them. So before we do anything, we're gonna take these seats. They're gonna come like this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these and we're gonna expand all of these clips as far as we can on them. Because once we start going, you're gonna need as much room as you can on this to connect these, and then we'll tighten them out up underneath. So here is the driver's side bottom seat cover. So underneath the seat is kind of tough, little space, but I'm going to explain this the best I can on here, and then we're going to show you inside the car. But if this was on the bottom seat, this is going to go all the way under. This front one's gonna go all the way under also. You're gonna do the front and the back first, all the way through. And then you're gonna pull the sides left to right. And then, if we were under the seat, bring these together. And you're gonna pull them as tight as you can. And you're gonna see the tension going under the front, or under the back and under the front. So then these are gonna, same thing. You're gonna connect these together underneath, and you're gonna pull. Now, I've noticed that if you can bring the front all the way to the back and pull from the back, it's easier than trying to pull from the front. So you're gonna get this, the front ones as long as you can on here. You're gonna click the back, and you're gonna pull from the back. And you'll see how that's gonna start happening inside the car. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go inside. I'll show you how to tuck the back in, and then I'm gonna show you how to put it around the front and the sides, and where the front have the two pockets also. So we're gonna go to that next. So this is what we're gonna work on. We're gonna work on tucking this flap. This flap is gonna go all the way back in here, and it's gonna roll over the back of this. And you can see, you can get your hand in there pretty good, all the way through. So we're gonna tuck this with your straps, all right? So you wanna make sure the straps are all the way down. So you're gonna have your straps, you're gonna put them all the way through. On the back of the seat, you're gonna see that there's a little guard leather. You can pull it and get your hands in there, so this will be fine. And then these are gonna slide right down underneath the back of the seats. So that's the first thing. We're gonna have this set up back here so we know exactly where we need to be. We're gonna take the fronts, and we're gonna slide them here. We got the front straps. You have two of them. And don't forget you have your sides. So there's gonna be 3 straps all together. Another thing that I've noticed to help this a little bit easier is you have this big plastic here that's got your controllers. This pops out, you can pop this, and you'll see right here, it's just a little plastic clip, and you're just gonna push it down, and it goes right back in. This will help you with tucking this and getting this third strap all the way in there. So right now we're gonna just put this over, and these are gonna tuck in the side of the plastic. I'm gonna tuck the side here. Now, driver's seat and passenger seat do not have this plastic piece on that inside, so you don't need to worry about it. So when you put this around, you're just gonna drop this cord all the way in there as far as you can. You can start pulling the seat towards you, and it'll drop down. You can get your hand in there pretty good. Again, really quick, we have the seats already up and we have the back seat back as far as we need to go on that. So this one here, we're taking this strap and we're gonna drop it right down. There's plenty of room right here. You're just gonna drop it right down inside the rails, between the rails. You may see it pop up right here. It may drop down here, which is perfectly fine. And then once you have that, you're good. So now we're gonna take these back two straps and this little flap. We're gonna put the straps inside the seats. And you can roll your hand right down, so you can take the strap and roll it right underneath. Doing the same thing for the second one, I'm gonna grab onto the strap. I'm gonna put it inside the seat. I'm literally just rolling it right down. So once I get the straps pretty much 90% in there, I'm gonna take this flap. I'm gonna take my hand, I'm gonna take it right to this corner. I'm gonna drop it in. I'm gonna take this corner now and also drop it in. And it'll sit nice and flush. You want that line right underneath there. The farther you can get it, the nicer it'll look. So that's exactly how you want that to sit. So right now I'm gonna move to this side. I'm gonna make sure that this is in. I can push this little thing down, snap that right back in. I'm gonna walk around the front, make sure everything's nice and taut. Same thing here. This is all good. Now I'm gonna take this first strap. I'm gonna put it as far as I can underneath. Just like I said before, when we showed on the other video on snapping them together. I'm gonna take this one also, and I'm gonna try to put it as far as I can underneath. While I'm down there, I'm gonna try to find this strap here and this strap here and try to connect them. All I'm doing is organizing these. So this one's gonna be here. This is the strap that's going across. All right. So now I'm gonna find this one here. There's a lot of stuff underneath here, so just be careful. So I found this other strap. So I got these two, I'm clicking them together. It's kind of hard to see. And now I'm gonna start pulling these to tighten them up left and right. So that's that. So this one's on and this one is on right now. Let's see if I can get these a little bit tighter for you. There you go. So if you see that, you'll see this one moving. So now I'm pulling both of these across. So I got those where I want them right now. So now I'm gonna take this one here, take these one, and I'm gonna connect them all the way back. So now we're gonna move to the back of the seat and work on getting them through the back. So back here, we wrap down the clips, and you're gonna see that there's this little leather thing here. Right there are what we pulled out. So I'm gonna get to this side. I'm gonna pull this flap here. And I'm gonna get to this one. All right? So now we're gonna kind of make them nice and even underneath here. I'm gonna slide this one back down underneath here. So what I'm trying to find, oh, there's one. You're not gonna be able to see it, but right now I'm pulling the front one. I'm gonna take this here, and I see that it's already too long, which is good. I'm gonna make this nice and tight now. I'm gonna grab the front one, and I'm gonna connect them together. And now I'm gonna pull this, which is pulling up on the front, on the back of this, on the inside of the bottom of the seat. So there's that one. So I usually try to tuck these up nice and neat back up into this little cover right here so they're not exposed anymore. Just like that. Now I'm going to reach down in here. I'm going to try to find the other one, which is right there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's right there. I'm going to take these, I'm gonna make these a little bit shorter because I notice I don't need it all the length. Find the other strap. I'm gonna click them together. I'm gonna pull on this. I'm gonna tuck this back up in here. All right, so that's it for this. This is pretty simple. Once those wires come out, you're good. Okay, so now we're gonna do the front seat top, driver side. How we know where the driver side is, because we're gonna have the airbag slits here, all right? So basically this is just like a big, it just slips right over the seat. So right now we're gonna start slipping it all the way over. We're gonna have another flap that's gonna push underneath, just like we did on the bottom. And then we're gonna have our hooks on each side. They're gonna hook in the back, all right? Okay, so now that we have this on, we're gonna take this flap, all right, and we're gonna slide it right into the bottom of the seat. So what I try to do here is, I try to put the seat all the way back, all right? So basically I'm just tucking this exactly how we did on the bottom. You're gonna put your hand and you're gonna roll it right under. That's it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to make these nice and tight. We're gonna try to keep these lines all lined up, so red to red. Again, little strip, top, bottom. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the other side of the seat cover and we're gonna show you how to strap the bottoms in, and that's it for the front. So I'm gonna put this back up now. And you'll see how all this nice lines right up, nice and flush in here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the straps on the back. So now we're on the back of the seat. We're just making sure everything's nice and tight all the way down. You're gonna see the difference between that rear pocket on the seat to your new larger rear pocket. Nice option here. So basically we are taking our two S hooks here, and while you were doing the front bottoms, you were feeling where this cord is. So for this bottom flap here. So you're gonna take this and you're gonna hook it right where the other cord is hooked. There's one. You slide all the way under. It's probably about, I don't know, 8-10 inches in. You'll be able to take this leather flap that's here and you'll be able to put your hand along it, and you'll be able to see where Tesla hooks it in. And then you can hook this one exactly the same spot. And there you go. So you're just gonna check the edges. Nice and neat, makes it look nice and clean. You got your pocket, you got your airbag deployment all set up with the slits. And that's your front seat car cover from Evannex. So we're moving on to the passenger bottom seat of the Model 3 seat covers from Evannex. So they're identical. So we are going to have our back straps, and these are gonna go there, all right? So right now, I'm also gonna pull this plastic little piece right here. I'm gonna pop it so I can get the seat cover tucked in here. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tuck these through the back. Same thing. Tuck these through the back. I'm gonna get my seat nice and set up. I'm not tucking this in yet. Just gonna get it right there. I'm gonna check my front. I'm gonna pull my front down there. My side, I'm gonna take this now. I'm gonna pull the seat back. I'm gonna drop this in here. A lot of space in there. All right, So I'm gonna make this nice and flat. I'm gonna take this one. I have this plastic piece opened, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna tuck it nice down in here through the rails. Okay. Once I have that, now I'm just gonna take this little piece, the clip, I'm gonna push it down a little bit so it gets back in the hole, and it goes right back together. So now, on the inner side here, I'm gonna start pushing this down, in and around. Same as the driver's side, make this nice and straight and flat. I'm gonna check my edges. Got our 2 pockets up front, a little more storage on here. All right, I'm gonna take my 2 straps, my 2 front straps, and I'm gonna push them under as far as I can because we're gonna start reaching for them from the back side. So we're on the back seat now, we're on the underneath side. You're gonna see the leather flap here. We're going to pull this out, and right there are 1 strap. I'm gonna pull this out, and our 2nd strap. All right, so a little difficult part here, we're gonna reach through, and there is our front strap right there. We're gonna tighten this up because obviously we don't need all that now. We're gonna take this strap and connect it, and we're gonna make it nice and tight, both sides. On that, and then this one here, and on that. So now, once you have that, you can roll this up nice and neat. And this can get tucked right back up in here. So now we're gonna take this side, we're gonna tighten this up. We're gonna grab the other front clip, which is right there. And you're going to clip these 2 together. And you're gonna pull it tight. Same thing, make it nice and neat a little bit. Like that, and you can tuck them right back up inside here. And that's it. Now we are going to do the top part. We're gonna have our inserts here. We're gonna tuck in again. We're gonna have our 2 straps that are gonna slide underneath, just like we did on the driver's side. And we're just gonna slip this on. And we also have our slots for the airbags to deploy, all right? So we got the front in all the way down, just checking it, top and bottom, all the way through the middle. And we tuck these in nice and neat. If you need to, you can double check everything by putting the seat back down. All the way. You'll see how nice everything fits, nice and flush, all the way down. So now we're gonna put this back up. We're gonna go to the back side of the seat, and we are going to put the 2 straps underneath, and your passenger side seat will be complete. All right, so we're on the back side. We got our new larger pocket on the back of the seats, which is nice compared to the small little Tesla one. So if you saw, this is the original Tesla, this is the big new one now. All right, so we're taking our hooks, same thing, 1 and 2. You're gonna find the factory leather, and you're gonna find the hook there. It's all the way almost to the middle of the seat. But you can run your hand down the leather strap and you'll find the hook. Hook this up. There's 1. So I'm gonna find this strap again. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna walk my hand right down it again. Again, it's about halfway up in the seat. And there is the second hook. So, just gonna make this nice and taut. Clean, you're gonna check your edges all the way around. Makes it look good. You got your airbag slits next to the seatbelt, and you're all set on your passenger side rear seat cover from Evannex. So we have a armrest cover. This doesn't look like it's gonna fit, but it does fit. Very snug. We're gonna start from the front and we're gonna pull to the back. The best way to do this is to put both seats, passenger and driver, tilted back. You're gonna lift this up. We're gonna take the strap here. You're gonna kind of like spread this apart. You're gonna put it around. This strap goes underneath here, like that, so that this still works and you still have access to that. So once we do that, you're gonna tuck and pull this thing all the way down and slide it right on. Make sure all your edges are nice and clean. This is gonna roll in here. This is gonna roll in here. Still have access. And there you go. Nice. So we can up and down, both things are done. So but make sure this comes down here. And you're good. Our fourth piece is going to be the rear seat bottom, all right? So this is how it comes. This is the inside. So basically we're just gonna start prepping this. You're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the seatbelt area. 6, 7, and then you're gonna have a long strap all the way back. Now, you're asking me how this is gonna work. We are actually gonna take the back seat, lower back seat out of the car, put it on the table, and install it on the table. Only way that this can get installed. So that's gonna be our next step. So now that we're in the back of the Model 3, we're gonna take this back seat out. Don't let it scare you. It's actually super simple. There are gonna be 2 latches here that you're just little latches. It's like a hood latch. You're just gonna, see it? That's all it is, right? So this is gonna lift up. We're gonna slide over to this one here. Sorry, little latch, all right? This literally just slides right up. Very simple. Now, before you yank this thing out, there's going to be a plug here and also another plug here. I already took it off. All right, so it's gonna come in here. You're literally just gonna clip it off. Slides right off. So now we got these clipped off. We're just gonna remove the back seat. Under the seats, it's stamped with Tesla and the 3 logo. Okay, excellent. So we have the rear seat cover bottom piece for the Tesla Model 3 from Evannex. We obviously have our rear seat out, and we're gonna go over some stuff. So we're gonna have all of our straps. We're gonna have our long one that's gonna go from here to here. I think we have like 7 or 8 here. But the key is you have seatbelt ones. So we're gonna strap these over. These are the first ones you wanna put in. These are gonna go in where the seatbelts are in the middle. So that's the first one we're gonna end up placing. All right? I'm gonna put in and through. Once we have those, then we can start putting this around. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start on this corner. We're gonna wrap here. We're gonna slide this, walk our way right around to there. Just checking the backs, making sure all of our straps are okay. Another corner. Walk it around, walk it around. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip this over and we're working on the back side of it, all right? Okay. So when I do this, I like to do all the straps first, lay them all nice, and then do the long one, because the long one will tuck everything in. All right, does that make sense? So we're gonna just go right around. Make sure all your straps are nice and even and they're not twisted. Give them a little tug. In the center here, you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One is for the back, one is for the seatbelt area. So we're gonna go back. Second one's gonna go for our seatbelt. All right. So then we're gonna have a middle one between our two seatbelts. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna have two. So we're gonna go tight with our seatbelt. And then we're gonna go tight with the back strap. Good. We're gonna do our corners. Okay. So once we have them, kind of keep everything nice and neat. You can tuck some things. Same thing here. All right, just so they're not flapping. So our last one I always do is all the way across. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this back into the car. We are gonna plug our two wires in. We're gonna drop in the backs and the fronts and lock it in. Let's see what this looks like. Perfect. You're gonna bring your seatbelt up and it'll just sit right in there. Two pieces left. We're gonna do our rear back top seats of the Tesla Model 3 seat covers from Evannex. So we're gonna do the big one first. So it's gonna be the 60% side. It's gonna have the armrest insert padding. It's gonna have the slot for the latch. And basically this is gonna be a really simple install. Everything's Velcro, no straps, nothing, fits nice and tight. It's gonna slip on like our front seats, the two tops on the front. We're gonna slip them on. We're gonna put the seat down. We're gonna make these really, really taut. We're gonna line these all up, top and bottom. And we're gonna make them look really good. All right, so we're gonna head over to the inside of the back. So now that we're inside the car, we're going to unvelcro sides and that. We got our seats down already for you. We're gonna kind of go all the way up. You're gonna have your latch over on this side. I'm gonna slide this up and over. And don't forget, folks, you have a seatbelt here. So this needs to go through your seatbelt. Okay. So our seatbelt latch, we're gonna unvelcro. Get that in there nice. This is gonna tuck underneath and inside here. All right. So we're taking our little pry tool here and we're sliding the fabric around the pry tool and pushing it up. This is definitely turning into a two-person install here. And we're getting it on the back side. Yep. And you're gonna go. So we're gonna have our cutout. If this is riding really high, you're just gonna lift this up and over and tug on it. Keep these nice and neat. Make sure these are all done. You got the top piece. You got your latch opening. You got your seat belt Corners are all done. Just double check everything. There's your back middle seat, or your back seat. We're gonna put this in last because we need some room in there, but you can leave it in here to kneel on something while you're doing all that, or you're gonna be kneeling on that. Okay, so just a couple pointers on this back seat. It's definitely gonna take 2 people to do this. You're gonna roll those edges on the bottom of this seat cover, just like the front seats as we wrapped them under. But you're gonna take your pry tool that's gonna come with the seats. You're gonna put your pry tool up in here and you're gonna guide the fabric. So say this is the fabric, you're gonna guide the fabric up and in to the back. How we saw the Velcroing going on the back. Now, when this comes over, this is gonna wrap around the edge of the bottom of the armrest. You're gonna push this through the armrest and you're gonna pull it on to the inside here. And they Velcro inside the armrest. So it sits nice. Now we do have an armrest cover that'll be last, but I just wanna show you how this sits. So this sits nice and snug inside here. There is a child restraint latch here and another child restraint latch here. The seat cover goes above the latch. So I don't know if you can see right there. Can you see it? There's the latch. There's the other latch. All right? So the seat cover goes above the latch, in and up the back. You're gonna start on this corner and you're gonna take your pry tool and you're gonna lift it up. Someone on the back is gonna pull up the back and you're gonna keep prying up and up and up all the way across. You're gonna latch this corner around. And don't forget, you gotta go over this child restraint again, and then you'll be able to get the back side and Velcro the back side. Okay, so our last piece of the puzzle is the 40% of the rear seat. Slip-on cover, same thing. We're gonna slip it right over. We're gonna tuck this under. These are gonna Velcro together. We have the rear latch area, and then you'll have the rear unlatch area. So this is gonna be nice. So now we're gonna head back inside the car and finish this up. So we are in our back seat of our car now. We still got this loose. We're gonna need the room. We're gonna start by unvelcroing this, which we already did. We're gonna open our latch here. We're gonna slide this over. Start from the top. I'm gonna pull this all the way down. Make sure everything lines up. We're gonna pull this seat back up. Watch our seatbelt area. We're gonna tuck this up and around. And now we're gonna start working on rolling this up into here. So we have 2 child restraints again. One there, and another one there. This fabric has to go above it, just like that. See that? All right. So this is what you're gonna have on your backside. You're gonna have someone grabbing it. As the fabric was coming up, he's gonna grab this. Then once he grabs this is really good right now. He did a great job. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna adjust that. Matt's gonna hand me this. And what I'm gonna do again, we're gonna start at the corners, a couple inches. Right now we're just gonna tack this on here. Thank you. All right, so once we got our corners, I'm gonna reapply it going back the other way. And that's what we're looking for. So double check your edges, your corners, double check all these. Make sure it's nice and clean. So there's one, latched, two. All right, so we're on the driver's side now. We got that plug in. We got our seatbelt sticking out. We have our last plug in. Click it in. Now we're gonna try to get the hooks into the holes. You're gonna get this, try to get this hook just like that. Make sure your seatbelts are exposed. Okay, so where I got that side latched in, double checking our seatbelt, make sure it's exposed. We got our corners all the way down. We got our latch here, so you want to lift up your seat cover here a little bit. Make sure that the seat cover is not inside the latch. And it's just going to push down and lock right in. So this is the rear armrest. It's going to have the holes for the cup holder. This is going to be a slip-on too. So we're going to slip this through. Nice and snug. So when you get this on, you're going to grab your hand in here. You're going to take the fabric all the way up, so it's almost hand all the way around. You're going to keep this open, and you're going to grab from the back, and you're going to pull. Almost like the back seats, same kind of concept. So right now we're going to tuck this as much as we can. We're going to grab this nice and clean. Grab our Velcro spots, check the edges, make sure everything's tucked nice and neat. And there is your center console.